I'm endlessly fascinated and curious about the world around us, about business, about politics, about the arts, about culture, developments, social issues, and the people. Most importantly, about the people that are shaping our future. Every night, I get the opportunity to have conversations, to dive into conversations with thought leaders, with change makers, entrepreneurs, politicians, and everyday heroes who unpack the ideas and stories that I think matter to all of us. What's the future of our economy? What's the future of our country? How do we build stronger communities? What can we learn from music, theater, sports, politics, the arts? How does policy shape our real lives? What does leadership look like, real leadership in today's environment? If it's interesting and relevant and topical and we're talking about it, you'll hear about it here at 6 o'clock on the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. I want to have real conversations, in-depth conversations. These are ideas we're sharing. This is the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. Thanks for joining me. Good evening and welcome back to the Brian Crombie Radio Hour. This weekend's leadership review that the Liberal Party is having is not a personality contest. It's a choice about what kind of party the Liberal Party, the Ontario Liberal Party, wants to be and whether it intends to win again. I don't want to take a position on the leadership review, but I do want to make a few comments if I could. I spent the last few weeks talking with people who know leadership up close. I've interviewed former Premier David Peterson, former Deputy Premier George Smitherman, strategist Stephen Alder, and lawyer Jack Siegel, who worked with Ken Dryden, former cabinet minister and candidate for leadership of the federal party. Different voices, they came up with the same themes. Leadership is not a talent show. It's a system. It's a vision, message discipline, organizing muscle, and the ability to connect with people in a way that multiplies volunteers, dollars, and votes. Delegates, I believe, need to weigh 5 things. Number 1, connection isn't soft, it's strategy. Jack Siegel's memories of Ken Dryden aren't about celebrity. They're about connection, kneeling to talk with a child at an event, making time for constituents, treating politics as service. Dryden didn't win the leadership, but he modeled something our party, the Liberal Party, must stand for, must reclaim: approachability that scales. Connection turns into volunteers at the door and trust at the ballot box. It also shapes tone. It's in a noisy performative era, voters are starved for steadiness and decency. What I'd call modern masculinity in leadership: confident, not performative; strong, not bullying; calm, not callous. If our leader cannot radiate that, no tactic will save us. So the question for the delegates is, does our leader reliably connect in rooms that aren't friendly, in small towns, without cameras, with people who didn't vote for us last time? Number 2, the center is not a compromise, it's a discipline. David Peterson won, and I believe governed, by being socially liberal and fiscally conservative. He built cabinets that were smarter than any one person, and he kept Ontario's role in national unity front of mind. That's not a mushy middle. That's hard work, prioritizing, saying no, and keeping a coalition together. It means that we measure promises in doctors, dollars, and delivery, not hashtags. It means acknowledging that fiscal prudence is a moral question about intergenerational equity and fairness. We cannot fund opportunity on a credit card we hand to our kids. The question for our delegates is, does our leader enforce message and policy discipline around a credible fiscal core while still expanding opportunity? 3, organizing beats outrage. George Smitherman is very blunt. The grassroots have atrophied. Too many ridings are ghost ships. Central command and control and waiting for star candidates are killing energy. Open nominations earlier. Let organizers organize. Pick a few winnable ridings to build and stop pretending we can manifest candidates at the very last minute. And stick with a province-wide message that resonates in Timmins and in Etobicoke. Talk about wait times, family doctors, and operational competitiveness until it's boring, because boring wins. The question for delegates: does our leader have a plan and the temperament to decentralize power, start nominations early, and grow organizers instead of tweets? 4, mandate matters, but don't worship a mandate. Don't worship a number. Stephen Alder reminds us of Joe Clark's 66.7% and the myth that a single threshold decides legitimacy. The real question is whether the leader emerges from this weekend with a working mandate, caucus alignment, organizers bought in, donors re-engaged, and a clear plan to win a seat quickly. Percentages matter because they signal unity. But unity itself is the currency we need to bank the day after the vote. If the number is soft, the leader must compensate with immediate demonstrable steps, a by-election path, a fundraising surge, and visible reorganization at every riding level. The question for delegates is, will your vote produce the authority to act on Monday morning or extend a civil war by another couple months? 5. Winning is a system. Seat path, money, people, discipline. Let's be clinical. Can the current leader A secure a safe near-term seat? B, recruit 30 to 40 serious candidates now, not later. C, raise the money to be present everywhere, but focused where it counts. And D, hold message discipline when the news cycle turns. If the answer is yes, then give that leader the mandate and hold him to it. If the answer is no, don't kid yourself. A leadership convention is not a distraction. It's the first step to rebuilding credibility before the next election cements the current decline. The question for delegates, what is the shortest plausible timeline from this weekend to a legislative seat and a functioning campaign machine in 20 priority ridings? If you can't articulate it, it probably doesn't exist. So what I'm suggesting delegates need to do and need to think about is 1, vote for connection that scales. Dryden taught us that humility is a political asset. Pick the leader who lives that, not just performs it. Number 2, recommit to the Peterson formula, social justice plus fiscal honesty, not slogans. Spreadsheets, in fact. Number 3, empower the grassroots. Open nominations, stop hoarding control at the center and reward the people who show up early and often. Number 4, demand a Monday morning plan, seat path, fundraising targets, nomination calendar, riding organizers, identified, publish it, live it, act on it, achieve it. Number 5, choose unity with accountability. If you confirm the leader, everyone owes that leader our support, and they owe us measurable progress by specific dates. If we change leaders, we must do it once, fast, and with purpose. This is not about punishing or protecting only one person. It's about deciding whether the Liberal Party is serious. Voters can smell it when a party is playing house. They can also sense when a party has grown up, when its leader is centered, its policy is credible, its organization is alive, and its tone is respectful, even when its critique is sharp. Dryden showed us how to connect. Peterson showed us how to govern. Smitherman is right about the desperate need to organize. And Stephen Alder, a conservative, is right that a mandate is a lever that moves the rest. Put those lessons together, and we all have a path. The other option is to keep searching for a magic number, a magic line, a magic candidate, a magic news cycle. That's not strategy, that's superstition. Delegates choose a leader and a system that can win. Good luck. Thanks for joining me. I remind you, I'm on every Monday through Friday at 6 o'clock on 960 AM. You can stream online at saga960am.ca. You can get all my podcasts and videos on my website, briancrombie.com, on my YouTube station, on podcast servers, and on everywhere that you can get a good podcast. Thanks. Good night. Good luck.